Hey guys, it is Sandra here. So I got a question on my question and answer video that I thought deserved more of just a video all in itself, because I have gotten quite a few questions on this topic, and I figure why not do it today. So the question was if we plan on having more kids, if we want more kids, and my thoughts on it and everything. So we do have 3 boys, and I get the question a lot. Are you going to try for a girl? Or do you want just one more? All that kind of stuff. So I would have to say no. I think we're done. I think if you ask Chris, he would say he's 100% sure. And if you ask me, I would say I'm 99% sure that we're done. After I had Trevor, I knew immediately, like in the hospital immediately, that I wanted to have another baby and as soon as possible. So we tried for Parker when Trevor was 1 and got pregnant right away. And then with Parker, I had the same feeling. I knew in the hospital that I wanted to have another one not right away, like as soon as I did with Trevor, but I knew within the next few years that I wanted to have another baby, and I knew it right after Parker was born. I knew it before Parker was even born. I for sure wanted to have 3 kids. So it took us a little longer to get pregnant with Parker, and with Jackson. And so that's why there's a 5-year age gap between Jackson and Parker. So after I had Jackson, I went into my whole pregnancy. I was like, yes, I want to have a 4th baby. I really want to have a 4th baby. And then when Jackson was born and I was holding him in my arms, and I just felt like, well, that's it. My family's complete. I just feel it's a hard feeling to describe, but I felt like our family was just whole, and it's what I was waiting for, and I didn't want anything more other than what I had. And I still don't. There is a slight little doubt in my mind, and I do say slight because, like I said, I'm like 99% sure that I'm done having kids. But since there is that like 1% slightness in my mind, nobody's had anything done. I haven't had my tubes tied. Chris hasn't had a vasectomy or anything like that. Like I said, I did go into having Jackson thinking I potentially wanted to have a 4th child, and I felt pretty strongly about it. That's why I didn't choose to have my tubes tied during my C-section or anything like that, because I was just, really leaning towards wanting to have a 4th. But I don't know, something about it. When I had him, I just felt like, well, that's it. This is my complete family. This is what I've wanted. So, yeah, it did kind of bother me a little bit when I had him that I had some pretty serious complications after I had him, and more or less it would be really dangerous for me to have a 4th baby. And the reason that bothered me is because that kind of takes the choice out of my hands, and it's like, you don't want your health to prevent you from having any more kids. But I would say that mainly the decision was me and Chris's decision. I think if I hadn't hemorrhaged, we'd still be in the same position where we feel like, this is it, our family's complete and we're done. So anyway, no more kids for us, I don't think. Things happen, things change, but I really think we're done having children. I look forward to, now that they're all here and getting a little bit older, I get excited about doing all the things that you can't do with a baby. Even just going to the water park in the summer. With Jackson, I have to sit in the kid pool while Chris takes the older boys to go do stuff. And even that's tricky because they can't go down the water slides by themselves yet. So if Chris goes with one, then he'll have to come back to the kid pool, and I'll have to go with the other, or the other, it's just things like that. And we really like camping and fishing, and Jackson's just too little to take fishing at this point, because I know we did with Parker, he went fishing with us since he was a newborn, and camping and everything, but Jackson is too much of a handful to do that kind of stuff with. It's really hard to keep an eye on him, especially around the water and campfire and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, those are the kind of things now that I'm looking forward to doing. As before, it was just, oh, I want another baby, I want another baby. And now it's more like, oh, I can't wait for what's to come. And all the things that we can do as a family that we couldn't do before because we had little ones. And yeah, I'm really excited about all that kind of stuff. And then to answer the other question I get commonly is, do I feel like I'm missing out by not having a girl? Would I want to try for a girl, and all of those kind of questions? And call me an odd one, but I never really wanted a girl. I was secretly hoping for boys. Granted, whatever I had, I would have been super, super excited and happy and would have been totally fine with. But for some reason, I just felt like I wanted boys. With Jackson, for the first few months of my pregnancy, I was like, oh, I hope it's a girl. This time, I hope it's a girl. But then as my pregnancy went further and further, and I was like, I really hope it's a boy. Actually, I changed my mind. And then at the 20-week ultrasound, I remember them asking, so do you have any guesses? And I said, well, I think it's a boy, and I'm really hoping it's a boy. And the ultrasound tech was kind of like, what? Don't you want a girl? And I was like, no, I want another boy. I'm a tomboy myself, so I don't know. And I had this strange thought when I was pregnant. I was like, well, what would I do with her hair? And I know what I was like as a teenager, and I don't really want to deal with the whole teenage years of having a daughter. And yeah, so I'm happy I had all boys, and if we were to have a fourth, I would be happy to have another boy. Of course, I'd be happy to have another girl, but that's most likely not going to happen, so... yeah, I'm really happy to have boys and no girls. It just fits right with our family. It just seems right, and it feels right, and it's hard to describe, but so now you know that's kind of where we're at with our thought process on having more children versus not having more children, and kind of how we came to the decision to not having more children. And it seems a little strange to me being 28 years old, having 3 kids, and being done having kids, and I've almost been married for 10 years, and it's weird where I've come to this point in my life at such a young age, but I'm so happy and so blessed to be here. And yeah, anyway guys, I hope that answered your question, and I'll talk to you all later.